your goals has nothing to do with discipline.
Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? It's Gabby Trades here, and welcome back to the channel. Well, market is about to break out, right? The crypto market, Bitcoin, is about to break out, and we'll talk about the catalyst that could potentially get that done for us. But the timing needs to be right. The pivotal moment could be just around the corner, you guys. But before we jump in, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. If you're new here, welcome, and hit the bell notification so you always get notified when I'm live here with you, giving you the latest price breakdowns. You guys, let's see who's here. Very light this week, very light, because everyone is nobody likes ranges, so I guess that's the reason. But you guys, make sure you are busy in the chat box. Jim Meter is here. Okay, that's great. Nice to see you guys here. But yeah, let's keep the chat box active as I'm changing the screen over here. And we're going to start, of course, with discussing what has been up. So basically, the U.S. just slapped another 25% on Indian imports. That's all in response to India's continuous energy trade with Russia, which is not really in the interest of the U.S., right? So that's signaling like a widening political tariff war, if you ask me. So Trump is increasing the use of tariffs as a political and economical pressure tool in a way. So this is why these things are happening, and it's kind of interesting to see all of his strategies like coming together, right? But then what's coming actually is that right now, today, we have, is it today? Sorry, let's have a look over here. No, yes, it's today. We have the unemployment claims that are coming in. That's the economic calendar for today. Really important, because that is going to, it's going to move the markets, in my opinion, because last Friday we had a very interesting data that came in. So now the markets are extremely sensitive. So the unemployment is going to push the markets. Now we have forecasts for 221, which is a slight uptick from what we had previously, 2018K. So let's see what the results are going to be, because a hot labor print could make the markets, could spook the market, right? And if we have a soft, that could mean support of the current rally. This is what we want to be watching out for. Now, on Friday, we have no major economic data, so that is going to mean that we're expecting low volume, right? And potentially technical setups are probably going to work a little bit better. Now, the other thing that's also happening today is that we have the reciprocal tariffs, right? The broad reciprocal tariffs coming into place that are, implemented officially. So they're impacting over 60 countries, you guys, South Korea, Japan, EU, whatever, ranging from 10, 20%. It's just crazy. And all is aiming at rebalancing the US manufacturing, right? The crazy part of all of these tariffs is that we got 100% on foreign-made semiconductors, right? That is essentially going to double the costs for imports, which is really, really important. But the key factor here is that companies that are investing in the US manufacturing are going to be exempt. So this is a huge shift, heavily incentivizing domestic chip production. Now look at what happened. Apple jumped 5%. Now the reason for that is because Apple actually committed to 60 billion investment in the American manufacturing program. So they're kind of like, on top of what's happening, and they're realizing, okay, we want to work with the US. We don't want to work against the US. So that's why a lot of the companies are doing that. And also the European Union, right? The European Union out there said, okay, we're going to invest in America. We're going to put this huge investment. So they're essentially going to get exempt as well. But yeah, all these news are just, crazy to me. But Apple did indeed rocket 5%, and it was not even from earnings, right? It was all due to that. right? So they're obviously going to expand their factories, and they're going to get tariff reliefs, which is really, really important. Everyone is looking into that because it's going to affect their costs hugely, right? Massively, you guys. So we're going to talk about Bitcoin and what I think about Bitcoin. You guys, you know very well that before we do anything, what you need to do is come here below in the description box of this video and make sure you check all the promotions that I have here for you. One, of course, is you can get 10% cash back deposit on Bluffin. Over here is our promotion that we have. Very cool. It's going to be active until 11th of August, so time is ticking, you guys. Make sure you get the best of that promotion. The link you can find under the description box, and all of the other links together if you want to join our Discord, of course, which has been quiet this week because nobody likes ranges, but here we are. We have heavy plans for this Discord. I'm getting some more people on board as well to give you trading signals because you seem to be wanting that. Even though I'm against it, I'm going to provide whatever you guys need. And yeah, you can get on my strategy course waitlist. Very important if you guys haven't joined. And of course, my trading indicators, which everyone loves. Okay, you guys, I can't see that you're giving the likes. Maybe I have to refresh the page over here, but it doesn't matter. Let's move to the charts because we need to talk about that. Let's see who's here first. Cloud Chaser, Mark Bass, YouTube, Black Swan, MD is here. You guys, very lovely to see you all. Good morning. So we're gonna talk about Bitcoin, and you know, it's kind of crazy like how the markets can play with you, and they did indeed play with my emotions this week, because you guys know very well that I was long at around 114k, pretty much, you know, aware that what price should have done this week is create a higher low over here, which we pretty much got. So, you know, the thing that I didn't like about my setup was that I entered around here knowing very well that we have the fair value gap down here, and that this fair value gap needs to be mitigated down here. So anyway, these things happen, you know, but I get annoyed because I want to front run, and that's not how we should do. But it doesn't matter how good you are with trading, you always get something like that happening. So anyway, I'm not long anymore because I was annoyed that I entered a little bit earlier. It would have been still a good setup. It's just important to note that we are having the right bias every single time. Even though these moves over here are not supported by any volume whatsoever, which is of course a massive red flag. Even the fact that we're in between sell setup and a buy setup, when you see a buy confirmation like that and it's giving you really like bad vibes, like, you know, you're not let's say not bad vibes, but it's more like it's really the pain trade, right? That's the pain trade. You want to be looking at what the pain trades are and to take them. So that was the pain trade. But of course, you know, I'm so busy. And yeah, you know, my emotions got the better of me. But anyway, I'm still favoring this setup, especially now that we have still here liquidity that is formed at just below the around 115k 600, and then we have the double liquidity around 119k. I'm very much favoring these setups. Now I'm going to tell you today why I think the market is going to go up. I think I pretty much said that. And on the contrary, we're going to look at what could happen if market decides to reverse to take more lows. So if you see the liquidity over here, right, I don't even need to look at the heat map, right? I don't even need to look at the heat map. I can tell you that there is massive liquidations in this high and over here at our liquidity formation using my indicators. You guys, I keep telling you, go get the indicators because they will show you where the liquidity is. Just drop below the description box and just get them, right? Test them. Go ahead. If you want discount, just go ahead and text me. I'm going to give discount to you, whatever you guys need, right? Because I'm not getting rich out of selling indicators for such a low price. Like, I just want to help you out. So anyway, here we go. We have double liquidity formation over here. One thing I know though, right? One thing I know about Bitcoin is that it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of freaking work for price to come above 120k. I tell you that much. Not only because we have the liquidity up here, like we said, we have the 0.786. So I am for sure going to be looking for short setups from here. There is no doubt about it. But the current situation, look at this. This is the month of July, starting here. Why the month of July starts here for me and it doesn't start beyond this line? Because this is how I trade. I look at the right timing of the market. This is why I'm telling you the right timing of the market is this following line over here. It's not right now, right? You can front run it and you might be right. You know what I mean? Because you might be right, even though it's Friday, even if you're long right now, even though it's Friday, let's say price moves up, it's going to trap people both sides. It is for sure going to do that coming into the weekend, definitely, right? And then it's going to make sure that it liquidates both sides before it does the true move, right? Because whatever the move is, it's going to happen next week. So that's why I'm telling you timing is extremely important over here. And more to that, right? Next week, what do we have next week? Core CPI, right? PPI, unemployment claims, retail sales, like all of these things are going to be important for the sentiment. Let me see how you're doing in the chat box. What's your price prediction for Bitcoin this cycle and what month out of interest, please? So everyone that's been watching me knows that I'm pretty much looking at Bitcoin like topping out or completely reversing at around February, right? Next year. So not before that, right? But around February. So in terms of price prediction, I'm not sure, to be honest. It could go like we've done the predictions already, but I'm not seeing it going above 150K is going to be a huge stretch in my opinion if it happens, but it's potential and it could go even more than that. Like I have no idea, to be honest. Like we could just look at the technicals and predict that. But anyway, all I care about is timing, right? Timing in the market. That's what's important to me. So basically over here, this is what I want to tell you guys, right? Essentially, you have the range that has formed in July. We were prepared for that range months in advance. Everyone that's been watching me, you guys know what we've been saying. July is going to be a range bound. I've been trying to inform you that this is when alts are going to pick up and this is when Bitcoin is going to range. Go back, watch my videos. That's my words to the T. How are we doing on likes? I'm going to refresh here to see how are we doing on likes. We only have 28 people watching us. Oops, I think I pressed on the ad over here. Silly. Okay, we have 16 likes and 29 people watching. You guys can do so much better, right? I want to see the likes because it really helps with the engagement of this video. If you're finding value, show it to me. So yeah, basically over here, that's what we're doing, right? We're ranging right now. So essentially, of course, after the range, it's going to be the manipulation move. This is a clear exit to the range, in my opinion. So that should be the manipulation move, right? That should be the manipulation move over here. And from here, we need to extend. Right? We need to extend. So this is essentially the setup that I'm looking out for. There is confirmations down here that this bottom is actually true. Yes, it's not supported by volume, but the confirmations are there. So that was the trade that I was yeah, it does seem like 150 is a big ask. Yeah, for sure. So this is pretty much the confirmations that I've been looking out for. And yeah, I'm still favoring that, to be honest, you guys. And if it's not going to happen, I still see this low, this high over here. So it liquidated at around 116K, full of liquidations. And then if that happens, then it's going to be from around this area, right? Thanks for the indicators, Gabby. Make the most of them, guys. Yeah, for sure. They're very, very good. So yeah, that's why I've been trying to convince you guys to get them. So Ethereum, pretty much the same thing, right? So over here, I don't even need to open my indicators. There is a sell zone that's very clear. Price is trading still in between the sell zone. So it's either going to be a breakout from here up until like potentially 4K, which is going to be another massive sell zone from which I'm going to be looking for sales yet again one more time, because I'm not expecting for the month of August to bring like the huge highs that we're expecting. No, I think it's going to be another potential extension and range situation, right? So everything is going to be playing out in this sort of fashion up until we reach, September, October, right? September, according to the way I look at the markets, right, it's going to happen October. So I'm not even convinced that we're going to get rates in September. So it's probably going to be a little bit down further the line, where October is my interest point generally. But yeah, Ethereum is in a sell zone, but the buy confirmation was over here for ETH, right? For ETH, the confirmation was down here for entry. So if you're in long, you're in. If you want to take a short, you can, but in my opinion, I don't want to be doing that right now. As of now, I prefer more extreme levels, more clarity. If you're trading in between range, it's not the best setup, right? If you're looking at Solana is looking good, right? It's looking good. You literally need to break the level that Sol is currently at right now. Is currently at, because you can see that
I
this
don't
level
trade,
over here
but try
has
to
been
get here to give you support, and there's always knowledge to pick up on while listening at work. Thank you.
Okay, yay! Oh my god, we got our first super chat, you guys. Yay! I don't trade, but try to get here, give you support, and there is always knowledge to pick up. Yeah, that's great. I think you should get into trading, because this is what we're planning to teach everyone, right? I'm planning to teach everyone. Once the bull market finishes, what are we gonna do? We're gonna be trading TradFi. There's gonna be setups every day. The volatility is gonna be high every day, right? You're looking at metals, you're looking at commodities, you're looking at all of these things, forex that you can trade. And we've already started. Guys, if you're not on Discord, come on Discord, because we have a pro FX trader giving lives 3 times per week, sharing his strategy, right? Sharing his strategy that he's getting paid out every single month based on that. So make sure you get in the description box and come on Discord so you don't miss these lives. I don't know why you guys are not making use of these things. I swear, like it just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, I want to talk about Solana over here. So a 162 daily level is extremely important, right? Is extremely important. Why? Because swing highs over here, right? Break of the swing high. Here we go. That's when we exploded. Then we rejected. We tried again with the Trump pump over here. Didn't work, right? We fell again. So now we're trading above. We're down. And finally, we broke again from it with a break of structure clear to the upside over here. Are you following? So now currently price is bouncing off of the daily support on Solana. This is a clear buy for me. This is a clear buy for me. I don't know what else to tell you guys. This is it. The daily support over here first was 0.5. Obviously, with the help of our range model structure, get on the wait list to learn how to trade the range theory model. The wait list is in the description box. So basically, with the help of our ranges, we could identify even an earlier entry, right, at around 150, 154 Solana. But anyway, again, with the help of the indicators, we know all the levels. You don't even need to look at them. Technically, you can still open the charts and you can find them, right? You can find the swing highs over here. You can find where price has bounced from, but it's hard to see that all. If you're like a beginner, you can't see these things out of nowhere like that. So that's why the indicators are helping so much. So anyway, that's the level, and it's broken, and price is bouncing from it right now, right? What more essentially do you want, right? What more do you want? With the drop that we had, right? We are retesting this area. This is it, right? From here, it's only a bounce, right? This is what I'm seeing. Now, if we're going to get a rejection, you guys know very well, I'm looking at this level over here for Solana. If it's going to make another low, and I don't think it's going to go too low, right? We do have liquidity left to the downside at 45, but that's only in case if price like completely teats the bed. If price teats the bed, if we get this liquidity clear down here, oh my God, is it like a full port mode? I didn't want to say it, but like, yeah, it's pretty much going to be a full port mode for me if we get that liquidity down here, right? Clearing of that liquidity is going to mean absolute, generational opportunity, potentially the last one we're going to get in this cycle if we get that. But again, the daily support, Solana looks fine, right? It's bouncing from daily support. It literally looks good to me. it looks great to me. 162 needs to hold, 154 needs to hold. In case we drop below the 0.5, it's going to be to only clear these lows down here, relatively equal lows, for price to create another bounce again to the upside, right? Only if, but from now it looks good. So what can I tell you, right? Bitcoin dominance still trading in that little sort of you know, channel, right? Here is your channel, little sort of a channel, right? Maybe a little bit drawn wrongly, whatever, but here is the channel, here is your midpoint, right? So it should be going down from here, or whatever, flag, whatever you want to call it. Even if you're looking at support levels like this for Bitcoin, right? I don't know if this chart is going to be very great to look at. Probably not this chart. Do I have another chart? Hold on, we might have another chart. No, not this one. This one I've been using for the course. Hold on, if we look, shall we do monthly over here or weekly? Let's do weekly, whatever. So if you even if you're using trend lines, right? Even if you're using trend lines over here, even if you're using trend lines, is it going to be like that? Let's have a look. If we can take the trend down here like this. Right, so that's going to be 1, 2 over here. Let's have a look. But if we use this, actually, am I right in drawing the trend lines like this? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I am, because we need at least 2 touches, right? So that's a clear trend line over here. Bitcoin has been bullish since like forever, like you know, so there is quite a bit of a chance that we might get another high over here, but yeah, I don't think it's going to happen right now this week. If anything's going to unfold, it's going to unfold next week, right? Dollar is rejecting absolutely nicely, creating a balanced price action from here, so I'm expecting it to continue in a very, you know, important zone right now that price could bounce from, to be fair. So we need to be watching from here, but it still has to drop a little bit further down before it initiates any bounces and then potential continuation to the downside. It's going to be looking really good if that happens. Let's have a look at the USDT dominance over here. Bearish price leg still, as we're looking at it, rejecting nicely from the daily support at or resistance at 4.61, is doing great, trading in between levels right now, so potential bounce in between here. Let's have a look. So essentially you really want to break this level right now, which is at 4.36, right? 4.36, you need to be breaking that level and just like continuing, right? Once you break down, it is just, you need to come down. At this point, you have no job to bounce anymore from here, in my opinion. In terms of volume profile, let's pull on the volume profile over here. Bitcoin, maybe 4-hour time frame. See what's happening. Volume profile, yeah, I think we saw that yesterday. It aligns nicely, right? The point of control is around 118k. So it aligns nicely with price having to reject from in around this area. And of course, if we actually come up and take our liquidity up here, then we're gonna get into the order blocks, what I like to call of the nodes up here, to get a bounce back, right? So then essentially the 0.5 is going to become a really, really important area. If we come up here, right? If we come up here, we tap into the 121 potential, right? Potential to do that. Then you're looking for price to come back and retest the 0.5 area or the point of control of this volume profile over here. And if we manage to hold that area, then I'm going to assume, okay, fine, we're going to get new all-time highs. But if we lose it, Again, then we're going to be looking at 114 and just playing around in the current range that we have for a little bit longer than I would like, to be honest with you. Right, let's have a look at XRP real quick. Oh, interesting. If you open the volume profile on XRP, you're actually at a point of control right now on XRP. But anyway, for me, XRP is still a confirmed buy, to be honest. Like, looking at it technically on a 4-hour time frame, it is looking at a as a confirmed buy, right? So we can delete that because that already played out. I've extended the range up here for everyone to see. So right now, this is extremely bullish, right? Because we are holding at the 0.786 of this current range. So XRP could prove that it could blow our minds, right? Absolutely possible. I don't know if it's going to be in August, but I'm still expecting for XRP. Yes, you guys hit the like button for sure. So XRP point of control right now, very undecisive. Confirmation for buys on the 4-hour time frame for XRP. For me, yes, there is a sell zone, but we've already retested the sell zone here one time retest, right? Drop, and then we're holding, right? The point of control is holding. So all you need to see for XRP is a body close above 3.18, and then you're going to be playing a little bit more safer, and that of course needs to be on the 4-hour time frame, at least, right? You don't want to be playing with anything lower than 4-hour time frame. So over here, if we go on a daily, right, if we go on a daily, we can see that these lows were created over the weekend. So essentially you're having weekend lows. So if the drop continues, I think it's just going to sweep the previous week lows, and then it's going to hold strong. Like, I'm not even expecting a massive drop from here. Now, if you're looking on a daily time frame, it's not looking very bright, right? Because on a daily time frame, your buy confirmations for like a serious buy, what I mean by that is, like, you know, 10, 15, 20% buys. For that, you really need to break 119k over here. This is your first confirmation for that. So daily time frame, Bitcoin is not looking strong at all, and daily time frame is high time frame. So all you need to concern yourselves with is 4-hour time frame confirmation buys, which you got, right? And the standard deviation extension for that is up here, right? Is up here. So it is all aligning pretty nicely that we're going to get this move up, but from here price might exhaust, right? Because daily time frame, it is saying that price has absolutely no job whatsoever to come above this sell zone right now. So essentially this is what you're going to get, right? You're going to get a rejection from here. Could be a wick, right, to clear the liquidity, whatever, but you know, it's a clear sell for me. From here, I just want to note as well, from the previous yesterday's live stream, we were looking at gold. If you guys remember, I gave you a setup live together for gold. This was the setup. I don't know if you guys took it, but it was very juicy and really nice setup. If you remember, we had it over here together. Price was trading somewhere here. Price was somewhere here. When we had the live session yesterday, and I gave you the exact entry. Like, look at how beautiful this entry was over here on gold. So you guys make sure you start looking into TradFi a little bit. And what was the ticker for gold on crypto? Was it SAT? What was it? Out like this one, yeah, this one. So there is a ticker that's like equivalent. I think it was this one. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. By the way, you guys like the video if you haven't, but I think it's this one. the equivalent to gold that we can trade on crypto as well. So that's pretty awesome. In fact, let's pull both charts together and compare, because I might be wrong. I'm not sure if that was the symbol. If that was the symbol, let's have a look here. Let's open Excel over here. We're looking at the 4-hour time frame. This is 12 hours, so we're going to move on a 4-hour time frame. It does look a little bit different, but it's the same. Yeah, so that's correct. That's the exact symbol we're looking over here. So if you want to trade gold on the gold equivalent crypto, you're gonna get that. Oh, PX. Oh, is it? Wait, let's have a look. Oh, yeah. That must be much more. No, it looks exactly the same, to be fair. It looks exactly the same, but we need to look at the futures chart, I think. Do we need to look at the futures chart? Hold on. No, it pretty much looks like that in both, but wait, that's 4-hour time frame, that's 4-hour time frame. Here we're getting a wick, so there is some sort of slight divergence over here, but let's have a look. So here you're getting a wick. That's 4-hour. Let's look at the 1-hour time frame. Yeah, 1 hour is looking fine. Okay, yeah, so it makes sense. It's just going to be the 4-hour, obviously, because it's crypto. But yeah, perfect. So yeah, it's either PAXGUSDT. You can trade that on Bluffin, by the way. Yeah, they're both correct. Yeah, Trip, you're right. You guys are right. So if you want to trade that, of course, you can get on Bluffin. All of these are available on Bluffin. You can get 10% bonus cash back if you register under my link. Of course, you guys know where to find it, under the description box. In promos is where you can find that link and all of the links that we're giving. But yeah, so anyway, I do have a TradFi account that I'm trading gold on. But yeah, for anyone who is not yet there, I'm gonna train you how to trade these things, guys. Don't worry, because what are you gonna do when you know, when the bear market starts? You know what I want to look at, actually? You know what I want to look at? I want to look at ASML immediately, actually. Oops, why did I remove it over here? Want to look at ASML. This could have actually a massive potential over here, because as far as I'm aware, they're involved in the semiconductors relief from Trump. So this could be actually an interesting asset to look at. ASML. What else am I looking at? Oh, coin, that's interesting. Let's look at Coinbase over here. Coinbase is not looking bad, even on a weekly time frame. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, Coinbase is not looking bad at all. In fact, it looks pretty prime, especially with the gaps to the upside left over here on a daily. Is this going to be it, or are we going to get a drop here? I'm potentially going to wait for that. Let me just add an alarm here. For coin Anna. Okay. You know what, you guys? Okay, give your requests over here. We can have a look. Oh, I'm still adding them because I'm on my TradFi list over here. Let's have a look at Anna. No, but I want an Anna that I charted. So that's going to be in crypto somewhere. It doesn't matter. We can chart it right now. So yeah, for Anna, it's looking fine. Like, the breakout is really good. You haven't created a lower a lower highs, a lower low essentially here. So that's one of the charts that is good. Weekly time frame looking great, looking absolutely stunning on a weekly time frame. You do have a little bit of potential for a pullback. Let's have a look here. Yes, you are reacting from a weekly bearish fair value gap down here. So pretty valid, right? Pretty valid. But essentially the idea over here was that you tap into the bear fair value gap, right? But then you have an inversion over here, right? Created with that move. So essentially the tap over here and the retest of the inversion. Let me make it more clear for you guys. So here's the inversion over here. Here's the bearish fair value gap. So price breaks through the fair value gap, taps into the weekly fair value gaps are very important, by the way. So then from here, right, you retest the inversion, and then it should be a long, right? It should be a long. It's going to be a bit hard, but because you need to bring price above these levels. That's on a weekly. On a daily over here, yeah, on a daily you're reacting nicely from a daily fair value gap over here. Very, very weak sort of price action, right? But I think price has extended to the level that it needs to extend over here to be able to create a new high. So yeah, this retrace was pretty healthy in my opinion for a continuation. So that, in my opinion, is looking bullish, right? On a daily time frame, of course, even without looking at the fair value gaps, the daily is going to give you a level immediately up here, which was retested, and the next level that the daily is giving you is up here for a potential rejection. So 0.8459. All right. So then if we have a break, let's say hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, price breaks through here, comes to that level, then you would be looking for a pullback into a nice zone over here to re-enter. So it's not really the end of the world, right, if you're not in right now, in my opinion, unless you start getting parabolic moves without any retracement, right? But yeah, that's why you had to be early when you had to be in, right? But anyway, let's have a look. Even chat is messing around on YouTube. What's happening? Well, you never picked my question. Harsh, what was your question? Can you talk about Solana? Yes, we did talk at the beginning, mate. You just have to go a little bit early in the video and you can watch it. You can watch it. We did talk about Solana. Wait, I need to go in my other list here. Oops. Now I removed the link. That's how you get a messy list over here. So yeah, link, same thing. Like we said, the sell zone obviously was over here, so it was respected, and then the buy zones obviously down here. Right, you dropped into the buy zone. You have a daily support at 16.04. Retests, I mean, it doesn't get cleaner than that, right? Retests long from here. So, you know, yeah, you have a massive sell zone over here, which is just telling you that even if price starts jumping up right now, it might reject from around $20 again, right? And then it's going to be way cleaner if it rejects $20, if it breaks through $20 completely. But for now, you're just playing all of the levels that I've given you guys, because we've looked at Link so many times, right? So many times. And we said $16, buy zone starting at $15.5, and then you're looking at $16 to hold. And this is exactly what's happening, right? Exactly. We evaluated the sell zone over here last week of July. This was the sell zone, as you can see, right? confirmation sell happened over here, right? You didn't have a confirmation sell even when price was trading here. Even when price was in this move down, you still don't have a confirmation for sells, right? The confirmation for sells came with this move, in particular this candle over here. You see how these things are so specific. Like, you need to have the training for that, you guys. Honestly, like, please go on and sign up for the waitlist of my strategy course. Please sign, because I'm going to teach you these things, and then when you open the charts, you will know, okay, right, this is the sell zone, price is into the sell zone. Do I want to start selling from here? No, you want to see the confirmation, right? Because if you start selling from here, yes, you're in a sell zone, but price could break through it and continue. You don't know that. You have to get the confirmation. So you're getting the confirmation. Are you getting it over here? No, you're getting it over here with this candle, So then to know the exact entries over here, you need to be trained on that. You understand? So that's why I'm just keep trying to tell you, just please go ahead. I'm going to teach you guys how to do these things so you don't wonder anymore ever again. But yeah, it looks like a buy to me. It looks like a buy to me right now with potential rejection, right? With a potential rejection, because essentially the sell is still confirmed and this buy is going to be rejected. I'm going to tell you exactly where, over here at around $19, right? At around $19, 19.5. That is when the buy is going to be rejected if the trend is about to continue to the downside, right? Because if this is true, right, we can evaluate very quickly how bad this could go. Where's my kitty cat? Yeah, we could be dipping. Like, if this sell doesn't stop right now, we could get a drop up to like $14, $12, like even $11. Like, it could get really, really nasty. So it's pretty much now or never. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't like to be saying what I hold the most, because people are gonna think that people are just gonna go and buy whatever I hold, and I'm not about that, right? I don't want to be doing these kind of things, because I'm not the type of influencer that comes here and tells you guys what to buy because I've got it on a cheaper price or whatever, and then I'm here to lie to you. That's not what I'm trying to do here, right? Because you need to understand, like, a lot of the influencers have taken over-the-counter deals on coins with like 50-60% discount, and then they come to you and they give it to a price and they say, oh, I bought at the same level over here, but that's a lie, because they didn't, right? They bought the coin for 50 cents and they're advertising it to you at $1. And they're like, yeah, I bought at the same level. No, you didn't. You're lying. And then everyone is going to go ahead and trust you and buy that coin. And then what's going to happen is that you're going to go and sell on your, like, you know, just please be mindful of that. If anyone out there is making videos on any coins, just know that these guys have probably been paid to do that. And I'm not getting paid to do that. And I'll never accept payments to do that. So just FYI, we're doing clean technical analysis. I want to teach you guys how to trade, right? I want to teach you how to trade. So make sure you sign up for the trade course waitlist. Do that, okay? Because that's a lifelong skill, something that you can make money with, something that you have to be passionate for in order to do. But yeah, that's for this week, you guys, from me. I do have another stream later on a different channel. If you guys want to join, you can. But yes, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I know the week has been hard. I know everyone is like, oh my God, I've had enough. Price is not moving. I don't know if it's going to go up. I don't know if it's going to go down. I hope that I was able to help you guys on all this. And yeah, thank you again for being here, and I'll see you next week, or on Discord, right? Because you can always join on Discord, you guys.